All right, let's talk about something we've all seen but maybe don't fully understand. That blood test report your doctor hands you. We're going to decode it and figure out what those numbers are really trying to tell you. You know the feeling, right? You get this page back and it's just this wall of acronyms and numbers. RBC, WBC, PLT, HB. It feels like you need a secret decoder ring just to understand your own body. But what if I told you it's not some complicated test? It's a story.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to uncover the secret of your blood report. We'll meet the incredible team working inside you 24/7. And by the end of this, you'll be able to read the story your health is telling you.
So, what is this big secret? Well, it's pretty simple actually. Your blood is like a messenger, carrying little updates from all over your body. That's why this report is so incredibly powerful. Okay, to make sense of all this, let's forget the numbers for a minute. I want you to start thinking about a team. A highly specialized workforce inside of you with 3 distinct crews that are basically keeping the whole operation running every single day.
When a lab gets your blood sample, it separates into 2 main parts. On top, you've got this yellowish fluid, that's the serum, full of proteins and hormones. But the real action for us today, the heart of the story, is in that darker layer at the bottom. That's where we find the blood cells, our 3 specialized teams.
And here they are, the red blood cells, or RBCs. They're your oxygen delivery service. The white blood cells, WBCs, they're your personal security force. And the platelets, or PLT, they're the emergency repair crew. Each one has a mission that is absolutely critical.
First up, let's talk about that oxygen delivery service, your red blood cells.
Their job sounds simple, but it is beyond vital. Just think of them as millions of microscopic delivery trucks. They swing by your lungs, pick up oxygen, and then rush it out to every single cell in your body. This is literally what gives you the energy to get through the day and what keeps your body warm. And with these guys, balance is everything. If your RBC count is too low, that's a condition called anemia. It means your body's basically being starved of oxygen, which is why you might feel dizzy or tired. On the flip side, if the count is too high, a condition called polycythemia, your blood actually gets too thick and sludgy, which can raise the risk of dangerous blood clots. Now, doctors don't just look at the RBC count by itself. They look at it with its 2 partners. There's hemoglobin, that's the protein inside the red blood cell that actually grabs onto the oxygen, and hematocrit, which just measures how much space all those red blood cells are taking up in your blood. You need all 3 of those numbers together to get the full story on your oxygen delivery service.
All right, so we've covered the field delivery. Now let's talk about defending the fortress. This is your body's personal security force, the white blood cells, or WBCs. They are constantly on patrol, looking for trouble. You can think of these as your immune system's frontline soldiers. The moment some harmful bacteria or a virus gets in, the WBCs are the first responders. Their mission is crystal clear. Find the enemy, surround it, and take it out.
For most adults, you're looking at a force of somewhere between 4,000 and 10,000 of these cells in a tiny microliter of blood. But, and this is important, that number isn't set in stone. It can jump up after a hard workout or even just if you're stressed. So, how do doctors interpret this? Well, if your count is too low, it means your defenses are down, and you might get sick more easily. If it's high, it usually just means your body has called in reinforcements because you're fighting off an infection. But a very high count, we're talking over 20,000, well, that's a red flag that tells doctors they need to investigate for something more serious.
And gets even cooler. The WBC security force isn't just one type of soldier. It has specialists. And by looking at which kind of white blood cell is elevated, a doctor can get clues about what kind of enemy your body is up against. If your neutrophils are up, it points to bacteria. More lymphocytes, that suggests a virus. It's like a little bit of medical detective work. And last but definitely not least, let's meet the 3rd member of our blood team, the platelets, or PLT. These are your body's tiny but unbelievably effective emergency repair crew. They specialize in damage control.
Platelets are the reason a paper cut is an annoyance and not a disaster. They aren't even really whole cells. They're just these little fragments floating around in your blood, basically on standby, waiting for the signal that a blood vessel has been breached. And the process is just amazing. The second a blood vessel gets damaged, the platelets get the alert, they race to the scene, they instantly change their shape and get all sticky, and then they clump together to form a plug that literally seals the leak. It's your body's own perfect, natural Band-Aid. And you guessed it,
Just like with our other teams, it's all about balance. If you don't have enough platelets, your repair crew is understaffed. That's why you might bruise easily or why a cut might not stop bleeding. But weirdly enough, having too many can also be a problem, sometimes causing unwanted clots to form where they shouldn't. Okay, so now that we've met the whole team, the oxygen delivery service, the security force, and the emergency repair crew, you can start to see how their individual performance reports all come together to tell a much bigger story, the story of your health.
And if there's one thing you take away from all this, let it be this. Next time you look at that report, don't just see a list of numbers. See it as a performance review. How is your oxygen delivery doing? Are your defenses strong? Is your repair crew ready to go? Thinking about it this way, it changes everything.
And this is probably the most important thing to remember. A doctor never, ever looks at one number in isolation. They look at how the RBCs, the WBCs, and the platelets are all working together. So one number being a little off, that's not the final word. It's a clue. It's the start of a conversation about the bigger picture. By understanding what these teams are and what they do, you're now equipped to have a totally different kind of conversation with your doctor. You can go beyond just asking, are my numbers normal, and start really participating in the story of your own health. So what do you think? Are you ready?